Over here, and I'm a divorce strategist, and I show you how to navigate through divorce without being legally, financially, and emotionally devastated. But just as importantly, I help you to heal from toxic relationships so that you can transition confidently into that next chapter of your life and find a happy, healthy new relationship. So, a question that I got a lot this week, I go in my groups and we do Ask Me Anything. And this week, we had a lot of questions that are revolving around cheating and how do you overcome cheating? Now, I call it betrayal trauma. So when you've suffered betrayal trauma, I don't want to minimize that because it can leave you devastated. It can leave you devastated in the grief that you're going through, not only for your future, but what you thought was your past can be overwhelming. Betrayal trauma is a very, very difficult emotion, feeling, circumstance to go through. So I want to just say that right out the gate. And so one of the things we've been talking about is what to do if you've been cheated on. Why do people cheat? People cheat for various reasons. There's no one answer, and for some, it is a matter of the marriage not meeting their needs. For some, the marriage just there's no emotions, there's no connection, and sometimes it's a sexless marriage. And so for some people going outside that marriage, that it may meet those needs. And someone had asked, well, shouldn't you be able to be faithful because you have to find happiness within yourself? And I do agree with that. I understand what that person is saying. They're saying that you can't depend on others to make you happy. And that is true. Oftentimes people go outside of the marriage because they are seeking validation, seeking um, affection, seeking that affection from other people to give them what they really don't feel inside themselves. Or then they say and they convince themselves, marriage doesn't make me happy. I'm not happy anymore. I'm not getting what I need out of this person. And oftentimes, people are missing something within themselves. There's a void within themselves, especially serial cheaters. They tend to be people who struggle with low self esteem and not feeling good about themselves. So they use other people to make themselves feel good about themselves. So, how do you overcome betrayal trauma? If you've been through this, if someone has cheated on you, it can leave you absolutely devastated. You're angry. You're not only angry about what they did, but also about when you find out the deception, right? What you thought was happening at the time, it leaves you really devastated. So it can be a really difficult emotion to overcome. And I'm going to say the F word, forgiveness. That's a real heated heated word when it comes to cheating, and people oftentimes people really resist it. So I won't go into forgiveness at this moment, although that would be the long-term goal for really healing from betrayal trauma. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, it will set you free. So I'll do another video on what forgiveness is and how to achieve forgiveness, even when someone has done the unthinkable to you, right? Betrayed your trust, betrayed your lied, deceived, used you, manipulated you. So, but it's really about setting you free. So I'm going to back up though, because the first step in getting past betrayal trauma is to the very first step is just to find a little bit of compassion for that other person. Try to see their pain. Just go into a meditative state and just for a moment, try to look into their suffering and understand that you may be suffering. They in some way are suffering. They're seeking something from someone else. So, and I know that's hard. And I know that's a hard ask. I'm not saying it's easy, even if it's just for a moment. Hey, maybe your ex was abused as a little boy, and they were always, looking for approval from someone. Maybe your ex, struggled with low self-esteem, and she was abandoned by her mother or her family or her father, and so they never really felt good about themselves. They so try to, like, even if it's just for a moment, if you can find the compassion and find where that other person is suffering and understand that you are suffering and they're suffering, and it's just that momentary opening your heart space for just a moment and having compassion for them and having compassion for yourself, then you can start to heal the wounds. You really can. It can start to move forward. So we really dug deep into this, into betrayal trauma and cheating, and how to build healthy boundaries so that you don't attract cheaters back into your life, right? I'm all about the boundaries, though. Even, it's all about forgiving, but also putting up those boundaries so it doesn't happen again. So we talked about healthy boundaries and building your self-esteem back up and finding your confidence again at our workshop last weekend. So if you missed it, I want to invite you to check out the replay. I've got a link here below. I want you to check out the replay because we dig really deeply. It was a 2-hour workshop, interactive workshop, where we talked about letting go of those negative feelings, how to move forward, how to feel confident again, how to stop second guessing yourself, how to build healthy boundaries. And it really kind of ties in all that stuff with the betrayal trauma and moving forward and letting go of the past so that you can feel at peace and you can feel happy again. It's definitely possible. So I'm going to post the link below. I hope you'll check it out. And I look forward to seeing you next week. All right. Bye bye.